Graffiti was part of hip-hop and always will be part of hip-hop, but it doesn't depend on DJs. It doesn't depend on breakbeats. It doesn't depend on MCs. Graffiti is its own thing, and it can stand on its own if it likes. It doesn't have to be part of hip-hop if it likes. It chooses to be, and that's cool.
Graffiti, for what most of us believe graffiti is, has existed a long time before DJs were scratching in parks, before MCs. And graffiti is hip-hop. Graffiti is art. Graffiti is not some sideshow.
Not many people in hip-hop maybe feel that graffiti is something that they're interested in, or why do you think that probably is?
You know, maybe, to be honest, a lot of them may not think it's really important to them, you know. It's just a background to hip-hop. I came here to see so-and-so perform or somebody else, and it's just the backing on the wall for them.
As your fun.
And if you look at like album covers from like rock groups and stuff like that, the artists that pull off that stuff, I mean, that stuff blows me away. And if there wasn't that barrier there of this is an art form restricted to hip-hop culture only, then people doing that kind of art would have got into it.
If hip-hop had never existed, graffiti would have been exactly like this. It wouldn't have changed hardly one iota. Whereas breaking would have been different if there hadn't been scratching DJs. DJing depended a lot on break beats. Rap depended a lot on DJing, on breaking. All those things were interrelated and tied together in a lot of different ways. The marketplace wasn't interested. And props to all the dancers who are out now who are like bringing it back by force. And you know, graffiti has to find its own way to come back and make money. The art world is a very small, narrow world, okay? Hard fact, but that's the truth.
Everybody knows that the term is the same thing. It doesn't matter. It came from a breakdancing, b-boying. To me, it's just everybody is a b-boy. I don't see, if I see a dancer, I think any form of dancing that's come from hip-hop is a b-boy. Hip-hop is a culture. Rap is a music. This is not about the modern day rap scene, it's about the hip-hop scene. And for me, that's what I want to do. I want people to realise that the real elements of hip-hop has been forgot about.
Everybody, I would probably say worldwide, has forgotten about the b-boys, you know, and it's about time that we stand up. You know why? Because the b-boys don't have a voice. We don't have a mic. So it's the MC's responsibility to mention us.
Me, being a b-boy first, MC second, I feel like if I grab the microphone, it's my job to let all you people know about these so-called forgotten guys. Because like I said, the writers, they can write it, it's literature, you read it, okay? The DJs, they play music, you listen to it, okay? B-boys, we're just dancing, man. It's a visual thing. We don't really have a voice. So, you know, this seminar for us is good because we get to say what we got to say and how we feel about things, okay? All right.
Graffiti, breakdancing, DJing, MCing. Okay. Could somebody define for me what is breakdancing, please?
The beats, all right.
Take it to the bridge.
Well, the term breaking comes from the breaks and the beats.
Okay.
And the DJs actually in the 70s, interesting phenomena in New York, and BLS, a radio station in New York that sort of pioneered a lot of disco, as a matter of fact. Songs like, what's it called, La Belle de Jour, and a few other interesting disco songs would have breaks in them that would repeat over and over again, that the DJs and engineers at radio stations actually made happen through tapes and splicing and whatnot. A lot of the DJs would be listening, a lot of kids would be listening to this, thinking they were literally doing it, you know, by hand, naively, ignorantly thinking that that was being done by hand, and then sought out to reproduce this phenomenon with mixers and turntables. So it's a fascinating thing that, unbeknownst to them, they were creating something that they already thought existed that the radio station was already doing. Popping and locking is like, they're completely different worlds. Completely different worlds. Popping and locking, I think we can credit a guy named Don Campbell, a brother from Southern California on Soul Train. He's a member of the Soul Train gang. Don Campbell, we're talking like 1970s.
Which now he's back in business
Yeah,
again.
I know.
Really?
With the
He's coming
original
back.
rockers.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Boogaloo Sam, which is one of the original poppers
probably-
from the West
right,
Coast.
right.
Like I
What
said,
about
there's a new
Tony
documentary.
Basil?
Tony Basil. There's
Yeah,
a
I
new
heard the
documentary
rumors
out.
today.
Could I just
New
say,
documentary out.
this is, I don't want to, I got a bit on edge when you said different worlds. I understand what you mean. This is the way I look at it. When we were born of the breakdance, and somebody said, I can't do that, but I can do this, we said, you can. It made you a b-boy also. I look at breakdancing and bodybuilding as tributary is off that. I look at breakdancing, robotics was there first.
Oh, yeah.
Check me out.
Yeah, and
Robotics
mine
was
was a
there,
part of that
off
as well.
breakdance came. Then we had popping, locking, on the crucifix, robotics.
It was no break dancers. It was b-boys. Everybody was b-boys. And the term b-boys come from break boys, which means they used to dance off the break section of a record. Break dancer is a media term.
Yeah, that's correct.
It is a media term.